After the centre's request, the Supreme Court Collegium has modified the proposal to transfer Justice Atul Sreedharan. Now he has been transferred to the Allahabad High Court. The Collegium had earlier proposed Justice Sridharan's transfer to the High Court of Chhattisgarh. Now the Supreme Court Collegium, in a meeting that was held on the 14th of October, has recommended the transfer of Justice Atul Sreedharan, the judge of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, to the Allahabad High Court. Legal editor Harish Nair joins us on the broadcast. Harish, what are the details?
Yes, Pratibha, in fact, the Collegium in its meeting had recommended transfer of Justice Atul Sreedharan, judge of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, to the Allahabad High Court. The recommendation was made upon reconsideration sought by the central government. The Collegium had earlier proposed Justice Sridharan's transfer to the High Court of Chhattisgarh. However, after reviewing the government's request, the Collegium resolved to modify its earlier recommendation and instead transferred him to High Court of Allahabad. So let me, for the benefit of viewers, read out the Collegium statement. It says, Supreme Court Collegium in its meeting held on 14th October on reconsideration sought by the government resolved to recommend that Justice Atul Sreedharan, Judge High Court of Madhya Pradesh, be transferred to High Court of Judicature at Allahabad instead of the High Court of Chhattisgarh. Pratibha, though Supreme Court Collegium statement is silent on the reasons why centre sought a modification, it is to be remembered and noted that Justice Sridharan was part of a division bench of Madhya Pradesh High Court which took suo motu cognizance of matter following media reports that State Minister Vijay Shah had allegedly made inflammatory remarks against Indian Army officer Colonel Sophia Qureshi and ensured an FIR was registered by the state police against him. Remember, the minister had said India had taught a lesson to those responsible for Pahalgam terror using their own sister, triggering a backlash and a reprimand from the court. So, but we have to make it clear that the Supreme Court Collegium statement is silent on the reasons why the centre has sought a modification. But as of now, the story, in fact, the development is that after centre's request, Supreme Court Collegium modifies proposal to transfer Justice Atul Sreedharan. Now he is transferred to Allahabad High Court. Collegium had earlier proposed Justice Sridharan's transfer to the High Court of Chhattisgarh, and now a change has been made following a request from the centre.
Okay, so this recommendation was made upon the reconsideration that was sought by the central government. The Collegium had earlier proposed Justice Sridharan's transfer to the High Court of Chhattisgarh. However, after reviewing the government's request, the Collegium has now resolved to modify its earlier recommendation and instead transfer him to the High Court of Allahabad. Now, the Supreme Court Collegium, in this meeting that was held on the 14th of October, on the reconsideration that is sought by the government, had resolved to recommend Justice Atul Sreedharan, the Judge High Court of Madhya Pradesh, to be transferred to the High Court of Allahabad instead of the High Court of Chhattisgarh. This is what the official statement had come in as well. So, Harish, when will the tenure begin, after the entire controversy that had broken out, a decision being reconsidered?
Yes, that's right. Now, this particular statement had been put on the Supreme Court website last night. Once the transfer has been made to the Allahabad High Court, Justice Atul Sreedharan will be sworn in, and then he will take charge as early as possible. This is what sources say. So, but what has made news is the word in the Supreme Court Collegium statement that the reconsideration sought by the government at a time when the interference in the judiciary is making news, Pratibha.
Okay, all right. Harish, thank you for joining us with those details. So, it was on the centre's request that the Supreme Court Collegium had modified the proposal to transfer Justice Atul Sreedharan. Now he has been transferred to the Allahabad High Court, with the Collegium earlier proposing Justice Sridharan's transfer to the High Court of Chhattisgarh. Now the Supreme Court Collegium, after this meeting, has recommended the transfer of Justice Atul Sreedharan, the judge of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, to the Allahabad High Court.